you fix your headset? You don't no longer have the belt of awesomeness.
Yeah, it's tape now.
No belt of awesomeness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it give me like a debuff for like exhaustion +1 or something?
Are we live now?
Yeah, just in time to hear the lovely headset story.
That's nice. Okay, so yeah. Hey everybody, let's just get on with it. So how about if Nim reads another log entry and gets us started that way? So take it away.
Hang on, I lost it. I had it and I lost it. Wait, I have it again. Wait, if I scroll. Yes,
Can't get the
I have
staff
it.
these days.
Yes, there we go. So I'm prefacing this by saying I was not in that episode. I listened to most of it. I talked to my group members, and fuck it. Mission update. Locate the 6th member of the Brotherhood of Silver and investigate the Abbey and learn more about the devil. This town of Kresk is a stranger place. They've been through a lot here and have little trust in strangers. The information we do learn have to be, in a way, drawn out, and apart have done so well. We have learned that the devil is the ruler of this land and that his name is Strahd. It is his likeness that adorns the coins we found on the dead paladins, a sign that confirms the diary entry claiming that he'd been here for a longer period of time. There is a lot of speculation surrounding him, and something strange seems to have happened to him and his servants, changing them and everything in some way. They don't know much about the topic, claiming themselves that much of what they know is hearsay. There's documentation that supports this change, but we don't have a lot of details. Something problem is that they think that they can be born without a soul. Gerard claims this is nonsense, and that something else is the cause of this affliction of joy-deprived people. The amount of superstition they believe in might be a reason for why they are as fearful as they are. However, if they often are under attack by werewolves and strangers usually come with bad tidings, perhaps it's wise to be this suspicious. I need to start paying better attention to things. This town has brought back memories of one of my first longer journeys as a caravan guard. It's something about these remote villages, where everyone pretty much looked the same, that makes looking vastly different something bad. I fear that if I do or say the wrong thing, it'll turn them against me, just like it happened in my youth. It was sheer luck, and by the grace of my caravan master, that things then didn't become a worse disaster than it did. One dead was one too many as it was. Also self-defense was the cause. I doubt that these people, with none of us being familiar to them, will take lightly or well to it if we were to cause them harm by accident or purpose. Gerard might have gained some favor by delivering the baby, but I don't think it is enough yet. We need to do some good things here if we are to gain the trust and potentially be able to fall back here without issue if we run into trouble. One way to do so might be to find out what's going up at the Abbey. There's some sort of power there, and the abbot seems rather powerful, seeing he's been here for generations and haven't aged. But also something strange that the citizens here fear too. Some claims it's the devil in disguise, and some believe he's just strange and not at his full wits. What they do agree on is that he's a priest of the Morning Lord. He might have answers of some kind, and we need to find out everything we can, both for our own sake and the mission.
Excellent. Getting back to the spot that we left off, everyone was surrounding the dinner table of the burgomaster, Dmitry Kreskov. And you guys were having a little nibble to eat, and you guys were talking about the lay of the land and looking at a map of this place called Barovia, and all of that sort of thing. And the locals, the burgomaster and his wife, seem to be very on edge and upset and kind of frail emotionally, where like they were struggling through a lot of sentences whenever they were relaying information to you. And from that kind of vantage point of looking at the house from outside with light coming in from inside and smoke coming out of the smokestack and things like that, and maybe the sounds of like ravens in the ambience of the outside world. um, we could like throw out an estimate that for the remainder of the evening, most of what is going to happen regardless is that indeed, like the burgomaster said, the local butcher is going to no, his wife said that the local butcher is going to put down a pig and serve it because a child has been born, and there's expectation of dinner being served to you guys. With that basically being included, that dinner is to be expected. The rest of the afternoon and evening is pretty much like, if you want to describe any sort of downtime activity that you have in mind, if your characters have any like hobbies or preparations or anything like that, or if they indeed do want to speak with people or anything of that sort, we can go into that sort of stuff to kind of get things moving along. So if there's any ideas, you can go ahead.
I would just like to use Arcane Recovery, so short rest if that's allowed, and just pay attention and notice if there's anybody who seems weak-willed or simple of mind, easily controlled.
Oh, okay. Inside the burgomaster's house, that there would mostly just be you guys and them two. And even though they look kind of frail right now, they seem to be kind of strong people in general sense. It's like there's a very fresh wound kind of emotionally right now, so they're in a fragile place. But if you go outside, you will notice that pretty much every one of those people that were described earlier as being clearly pale or having less vitality in their eyes and all these kind of things, those people, pretty much like universally, all of them have that kind of sense about them. That they're kind of like, not like half people, but still like there's a emptiness in them.
Okay. This seems like a relatively religious area town.
Sure, yeah. Unless unless it comes up in conversation, it would be just decipherable from the fact that their banners have the sun on it, and that they have the Saint Markovia's abbey looming right above them. But if like James brings it up or anything like that, there was the gazebo with the wooden sculpture of the clearly like a religious figure that James, sadly, if I remember correctly, did not recognize.
I think I did recognize it being from the Morning Lords, but
oh, okay. I just remember like you recognizing that fact and James not getting it. But,
right.
But anyway, and also James definitely noticed that there was this pool, or this little pond there, where the water was like extra shiny and shimmering and pristine, and that gave you the same sort of internal calm and kind of sense of well-being that you got when you drank from the flask outside the walls. So if James has given this information to the rest of you during this downtime stuff.
I would, but I would also. James would also probably try and get some of the water in a flask or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have a flask?
I don't have a flask. I was there before, and I wasn't there, so I'm gonna try and get it from the Burgermeister. Ask if I can get some flasks for some water.
Okay. He will basically like when you bring it up, he'll ask like just like, is there a purpose?
Just a hunch might be helpful later on.
Well, I suppose. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Nice.
I would be doing the same thing, honestly.
Okay.
So can I assist with that or no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Please let us do this.
Wow,
It's,
the role playing is. Wow.
I know. I'm pro.
It's 20.
20. Okay. Well, he'll say that if it helps you on your way, then I suppose I can get a spare. And he'll kind of rummage through like this. He'll have like a big crate, and he'll like open it and kind of rummage through it. And after rummaging for a while, he'll just kind of blow off dust and say, "Oh, this needs cleaning up, but I think it'll do." And it's a flask.
Okay, I'll accept it.
You know, it's clean.
He'll just his eyes will just like, widen a little bit, but it's like, what do you expect? You know.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
He'll just nod to you and kind of
With the rest of
Might I disturb you as well, Burgermeister? 2 questions. One. I see a lot of, or at least I hear a lot of ravens here and around. Are these animals by any means precious, important to you and your kind? Are there other animals that are precious and important to your kind? Except, of course, the livestock, which is, well, your livestock.
Ravens hold a place of renown in the eyes of the people here. In the culture, they are looked upon as things to be revered and protected. It's something that goes back longer than I could point out, but it has to do with ancient ways of the land, like religions and faiths that no longer are practiced, but certain things are still left behind, and it's considered just a good thing. Kind of, they are almost like the one thing in the wilds, in the woods, that are not harmful to us, and who almost feel like they want to speak to us, but we no longer understand them. Maybe once we did. It's these kinds of things that people wonder about, but it's people would frown on it if anybody would go and kill them just for fun or anything.
Rats, things like that, or any other animals, do they hold any significance?
No, it's just the ravens. Rats are just seen as pests.
Great.
Bearers of plagues.
As I mentioned to your wife, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but as I just demonstrated, I'm a user of magic. I would require somewhere private so I can perform a ritual. Might you point me out to one of these places?
Ritual? What does that entail?
It is a form to, cast magic upon myself. which requires more time than what I just did.
I see. If you wish to make a kind of a deception kind of thing, or if you have like plans to do some warlocky things, if you want to keep that hidden.
Well, I'm being honest. I mean, it is a thing that takes longer, and I cast it upon myself. So, but I can definitely roll a deception if you want me to.
I guess it depends on if your intentions are in any way kind of harmful or malicious or scandalous or anything like that, and you want to keep that hush hush kind of.
Some might consider it scandalous, others, but it is in no means harmful to anybody here.
Okay. Well, I will leave it up to you if you wish to make a deception.
I'll roll a deception just to be on the safe side.
It's always fun to
there we go. That is 26.
Okay. Well, he is just a. Oh, I suppose you can go to Well, there's the How private are we talking? You could go to a room next one of the rooms in the house. Outdoors, there's of course our pen for our animals, but that's hardly a comfortable place.
Well, if you allow me to use one of the rooms, it'll take just maximum a little over an hour or so. I just don't want to be disturbed, and if I am disturbed, I don't know what will, what kind of effect it might have on me.
He's kind of looking to the rest of your party there. He's kind of looking at your companions, kind of for like a confirmation through eye contact, kind of is he serious kind of thing. I'm not saying it out loud.
If he catches Gerard's eye, he'll give him a nod.
Okay. Well, he at least with Gerard, he immediately accepts that response, and he'll like, you can go into my workroom, my study, and you can close the door behind you.
I appreciate it very much.
Hopefully, we're not disturbing you.
Thank you.
Behind the door here.
I'll get up and I'll tell Kiri to start collecting rats.
Oh, okay. He'll give you kind of a confirming nod, and you can feel him kind of flying off, and the door, the outside door, kind of like an invisible being is opening the door, so you can just see him.
Actually, he was already outside.
You went outside?
No, he was already outside.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. He was circling around in the air. Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah. So sorry about that. But yeah, him being outside, you can go ahead and roll a. Let's say you can decide on perception or a survival, on either one of those. Or catching rats.
Then it would be survival, I guess. Do I roll his skill or my skill?
His.
Then it's perception.
Okay.
That's a 19 plus 4, so that's 23.
Excellent. It won't take too long. Is there anything anybody else wants to point out, or as stuff you do during your downtime while Warren is in the workroom and Giriman is collecting rats outside?
Yes, since it's established that Sharp keeps a pretty up-to-date journal or adventure log, she needs to spend some time actually writing it in the game as well. Because so far it's been basically magically happening somehow, and yes, for the sake of story, she needs to spend some time writing up her log, and thus is also open for conversation by her party, I suppose.
Gerard will be writing out the. You got the writing material from Burgomaster last time, didn't you?
Yeah, and you were talking about writing down remedies and things like that.
Yeah, so he basically did that, but he'll be writing it not with words, if that makes sense. 'Cause she mentioned she couldn't read, so he'll maybe put the odd word there, but he'll be mostly like like basic pictures of red flour, water, mash type, sort of, so that it's I don't know, easily explained to someone, or at least that's what he's going to attempt.
Yeah, I'll say that if I'll say that if you spend a lot of time and you're careful about it, you'll be able to express your thoughts pretty clearly and feel confident in the stuff you've gotten done to be read correctly. Yeah.
For the remainder of whatever free time, I'd like to ask around about the religion here, with whoever I can converse with, and then regarding that water, do we ever get like clarification on what it is or why it's so damn sparkly?
Once you do come across someone, like, are you going outside to like specifically talk to different locals or like? Yeah, those like weaker willed ones that you were looking for. Yeah. Most of the paler kind of people are avoiding you guys pretty consistently and putting some effort into doing so, and but you can see a lot of them just kind of like looking through windows and kind of like, oh, they still feel like they're kind of safe behind like a windowsill or something they can like duck down behind, but they're still like looking out at you guys. But yeah, you can definitely spot one of those people, and if you want to like convince them to help you and things like that, you can always like.
I'll go hide under one of the windowsills. Then when I feel like one of them's looking out, I'll kind of just rise up into the frame.
All right. They will their first reaction is just pure fright. But if you want, you can do like a persuasion roll or something to mitigate that reaction.
Yeah. I'll say, hello. My name is Rashkai. I require your assistance. And I'm going to see something real quick because I want to know. I don't think I have advantage, but for some reason I thought I did. Okay, guess not. Is this persuasion?
Yeah, sure.
Natural 20, so 29.
Okay. There's a woman like an older woman with like hair going into a bun and having like very like peasant clothing, but like described, she's very pale, has really dark circles under her eyes, and looks frail. And when you say that, she immediately says, "Oh, very well. I'm willing to help."
Cool.
Please don't come in the house.
Are you certain? I think this would be much better if we were inside. We could have a conversation. You could get to know me a little better. Know that there's nothing to be afraid of.
Oh, no. It's fine like this. I'll rather come outside, but please, there's children in here.
I'll not hurt the children. You can trust me.
Oh. She's kind of nervously looking over her shoulder. She's kind of, I suppose, and she'll like take some steps back from the window.
Sure. I will climb in through the window.
Okay. It feels almost like she expected you to do that, just expecting like you're a weirdo outsider. You'll do things. Yeah. But when you come in, you see that it's kind of like a smaller and drearier version of very much the same kind of style as the Burgomaster's house. But yeah, there's a lot of dust everywhere. There's cobwebs. There's like it doesn't look like an abandoned house, but it looks like there's a lot of neglect and a lot of like indifference to like basic household upkeep. And there's doors that are shut, and most likely the rest of the people of this inhabitants of this house are behind those shut doors. And she's like still kind of fearful, but still trusting it's the best thing to do in this situation to let you in. And she's kind of like rubbing her frail hands and looking at you.
I'll kind of smile. Why are you so afraid of us? As my eyelids close that way.
There's many things that could harm us, I suppose. And I've never seen anyone like you.
That does not mean that I am bad. I helped one of your townspeople earlier give birth.
Oh, that's lovely. That's wonderful. Thank you.
I'm just curious about the religions of your town and about the water that sparkles. It is quite beautiful.
Oh, that yes, it's Saint Markovia herself came and blessed the pool, and it's been nourishing this village ever since. It's the reason why our trees are so green in here as opposed to everywhere else. It's the reason why our gardens flourish the way they do. I've never been outside the walls of this town, but but that's what I hear. That everywhere else it's not safe.
That is very true from what I've seen myself. And is this one of those people that you said has no soul or whatever?
No, I didn't. She fits the description of what the superstitious stuff about not having a soul. Like if the baby came out not crying and looking like like they're like miserable when they're born, that's most likely it means that they will grow up to be someone with a similar disposition as this person.
Okay. I'll kind of look I guess upset by like everything about this person. Like I guess I don't know, sort of disappointed in that they're so upset, and I'll say, what is it that you fear so much? If the walls are safe, if everything grows very well, why are you so afraid?
Because I know the people I know. I don't know you. You could transform into a horrible creature any moment. You could be trying to deceive me.
I would never try to deceive you or anybody in this town. Do I roll deception?
Sure.
I would have advocated for a roll if you didn't. That snake lion.
Yeah, you can't fucking see it. It's a natural 19.
Okay.
28.
Well, she'll like, well, if you indeed help with the childbirth, and if the burgomaster has indeed let you in, I suppose there is no reason to worry. But yeah, yes, I suppose you're right.
We are here to help and to find our friends. And I'll ask about the Brothers of Blue, Silver.
Yeah, Brotherhood of Silver, and when you mention that name, she'll be like, I don't recall ever hearing about any group like that, but I don't know what's going on outside the walls. I'm not one of the people who gets told anything about those things.
Do I believe her?
Yeah.
Okay. It is okay. You do not need to be so concerned. There is no reason to be so nervous as you are right now. You can be calm. It is okay.
I like to go pray to the morning Lord every now and again. That helps my nerves, but there is no priest here that to help articulate, help convey the message or anything. We're just it's all up to ourselves and finding a speck of peace from within. through prayer, but
Do I recognize the Morning Lord? That name?
you can roll religion.
Oh, there's that too. Okay. That's religion. So it's 5?
Yeah, Morning Lord does sound vaguely familiar, but you can't pinpoint it down, and you can't be sure if it's local thing or a wider thing. But it does sound familiar. You remember seeing sun logos and sun symbols.
You heard Gerard mentioning him, like saying he's a little bitch or something, or not a patch on Kellamvor, or something like that.
But I know we have religious people in my group. I am not one of them, but maybe they can assist with prayer and things of that nature, if you want.
I don't really know them either, but I don't really know. Last time religious outsiders came in here, it was the abbot, and I I don't know about him either. He's not the sort of priest I was talking about when I hoped for one in this town.
I can promise you that the people we have with us, most of them are much, much kinder than anybody like that. I've heard nothing but bad things. Can you tell me anything about this abbot person?
Uh, I only know what my gut tells me, and that is to be afraid. I, I, I fear. I'm stricken with fear every time he has come down to the village. He looks so he looks so inoffensive. He looks so soft. He looks so frail. He looks so like the exact opposite of something scary and aggressive and things like that. But I still, I still can't rest easy in his presence.
What was this woman's name again? Did I ask?
Oh,
her
she
that?
never gave you her name. Like, it didn't come up.
What is your name?
Yelena.
Yelena. Let me put that down in my notes real quick. Yeah.
No, I'll do the same.
Okay, that's right. Yelena, I want to thank you very much for everything that you have done. You are a very kind person, and to invite me into your home while still being so afraid, it shows great trust and great bravery. And I will, let's see here, I'll give her 2 gold. Would this be useful to you here? Can you spend it?
She will look at it and she will say, "There isn't anything that deals in coin here, but the Martikov family does come around and give us wine out of just the good graces of their nature. Perhaps it could be a good gift and token to them as a sign of gratitude for all their service."
Can you tell me more about these people with the wine? Are they good people?
Oh yes, the Martikov family are actually interlinked with the Kreskov family in many generations ago. The winery that they actually hold used to be in the Kreskov family, as they say, but that was long ago. And the Martikovs are. If I were to ever find myself outside these walls, I would make great haste to find my way to the winery. It would be the closest thing to a safe haven that I could think of, because the only outsiders I know in any sort of positive light is the Martikov family, and they have never let us down.
That's very good. Very good information. Thank you so much. If I were to ask anybody here about the abbot or about these people, the Maracas, Who do you think would have the most information? Because we are quite new here, and we are just trying to get a lay of the land. We want to do everything we can to help you and to find the Brotherhood of the Silver. These are our two goals.
I would say that the person to turn to would be the burgomaster. They say that there's much, maybe like old records, old libraries in the abbey up there, but I wouldn't recommend going there. It's a frightful, dreadful place that incites nothing but fear and concern. It used to be a madhouse.
It used to be a madhouse.
Yes. When Saint Markovia fell, the abbey fell to ruin, and we could hear the maniacal screams and cackles of the priests and nuns left behind until there were no more sounds, until the sounds started again, this time different.
Oh, you poor thing. No wonder you are so afraid. That must have been horrifying. I'm sorry you had to experience that.
Well, thank you for your concern.
If you need anything, please do not hesitate to come to us. I promise you we are here to help.
Thank you. Here, she kind of goes and gets a piece of like rye bread, and she's like, "Take this."
Oh, I have more than enough food of my own. I feel you may need it. I heard you have young ones here. Make sure they eat. That's what you can do for me, okay? And I'll give her a ration.
Oh, okay. She'll take it and she'll like look at you with this kind of like, even though she looks like she's kind of incapable of feeling hope, she kind of does look at you with this little bit of a glint in her eyes, kind of like, oh, like it's very appreciated that you just gave out stuff.
I'll smile and say, I'm going to be off now. I want to question this burgomaster and speak to my friends. But again, if you need anything, please do not hesitate. And I'll just smile.
She'll just bow her head and look very grateful for the ration.
I'll turn to the window.
Okay. Well, in that time, Kiriman has indeed managed to snatch a few rats here and there, and if Warren were to look through Kiriman's eyes or anything, you would see like rats. Did you specify that you need living rats, or is it okay if they're dead?
There we go. No, they can be dead.
Okay.
But
Well,
they
in
don't
that
need
case,
they couldn't be dead long. Like,
yeah. Okay, in that case, you will see, like, from his point of view, that he's like other foot, like having like this monkey paw like grip in his paw, foot. He has like 3 rats from like the neck first, and you can see him. He's just swooping down from the skies to close in on another rat, and you can see the scorpion tail just like strike into it, and just like. And he snatches it with its other foot and places it into the bundle, and now he has 4, and seems to be content into returning to you.
excellent. I'll communicate with him and I'll say I'll tell him the bit about the raven stuff that the burgermeister told me, and I said I'll ask him, do you think you could teach the other ravens to hunt rats here in the village?
The Ravenmans give Kiriman a bad feeling. No trust ravens.
But you can actually change into a raven. Maybe if you do it as a raven, they'll mimic you.
Possible.
All right. Well, bring me the rats, and I'll get to work.
Is Kiriman invisible while he's doing this?
Yes.
Or do the rats go invisible when he grabs them? Just the image of a villager just saying like, "Oh no, there's strangers in town. Shit's gonna get weird," and then just bundles of rats flying through the air.
No, I would imagine like once he grabs them in his paw, they become like a part of his inventory and become invisible as well. So yeah, Kiriman will eventually like. Do you direct him to come to like the window of the workroom? Yeah, and you will eventually like feel his presence, and you will like hear one foot like stepping onto the windowsill of the.
I'll open the window and I'll kind of let it in, and I'll start making the symbols on the ground.
Okay. How do you do these symbols? Feel free to go into as much description as you feel necessary.
I'll probably do them together with Kiriman. So I will cut them open, and I will start to use my finger to draw these symbols. He'll do the same, but he'll use his tail to kind of make the symbols. Seeing as he got this fine tip, he can actually do the thing more detail. And once we have kind of like the frame ready, there's this moment that Kiriman and I will kind of look at each other, and there's this moment like, okay, this was the foundation. Now we're gonna kick it up a notch, and it's this bonding moment between him and myself, where we kind of move towards each other. He kind of flies towards me, and his tail kind of sticks out, and I kind of run my hand over the sharp end of his tail, kind of opening my own hand, and we both start to again put a second layer on it with my own blood. Pretty thick, actually. I'll bleed for about 10 hit points worth of blood. So and we'll put it down, and there's this magical energy between me and him as we kind of do it. There's these strengthening our bond and stuff, and making us more connected every time we do this. And then I'll kind of sit down in the drawing that I made, and I'll start my ritual of communication.
Okay. What did you use the? I'm sorry, I was looking for the. I was like on my phone looking for the symbol that Warren has, and I can link that into the comment section and stuff. Did you like do something with the rats? Like, did you cut them open or something?
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I said. I cut them open, and I use my finger to make the first layer. Kiriman does the same with his tail, and we then do another layer with my own blood.
Yeah. So sorry about that. I just missed that one.
No worries. Yeah. So and while I'm kind of doing the ritual, Kiriman will probably just kind of chunk down on these rats, just enjoying themselves and just kind of like chewing on them and stuff.
Okay. When you go and you start your communication, and you kind of enter this state of mind that you always do in these situations, you start to feel your kind of psyche get ready to be half transported somewhere else, and kind of like you feel these kind of like the audio around you, and all these kind of, you start to hear these sounds, these just ominous kind of foreboding, these kind of things. You start to feel as if like the kind of balance and kind of gravity is wobbling a bit around you, even though you have like your eyes closed and you're concentrating. And you start to hear these kind of distinct sounds. Uh, you would know that depending on the kind of circumstances of what's going on, like what sort of blood are you using, and where are you, and what's the convenience of your patron. Some the kind of it can vary the kind of quality of connection that you can get, or how long it will take to really hone down. You will hear these kind of like these muffled kind of things that sound like speech, but they sound like someone speaking through a pillow or something. This kind of and there's like sounds that sound like something is kind of flying by close by, kind of like or something is swirling, something like being in the eye of a tornado or something like this around you, like completely taking you mentally from where your body is to like a different sensory kind of a place. And after a while, it's almost like a lot of these loud noises, these kind of nuisance-like noises start to fizzle out a little bit, and it starts to get quieter and quieter until it becomes almost like this still quiet, where everything is so quiet that it's like you're hyper focused. And the very first sounds you hear are the sloshes of something liquid. Either it's blood, it's water, it's something of that sort. And after hearing a couple of sloshes, you can make out that it's the clear sounds of someone bathing in something liquid. And you hear this kind of like inhale in this kind of like very slow feminine voice. You just hear this child, and you hear the sloshing as if someone is bathing.
Start moving towards the sound.
All right, your kind of visual world is very it's very harsh. You can like it's like the sounds are crisp and sharp, but it's like everything you would see is just like a foggy red, kind of shades of red. It feels liquidy, at the same time it feels like it's fog, and sometimes it feels like dust, but it's like it's hard to make out anything but like very dark and very high contrast reds, like around you, but you hear like, and you feel you can like communicate verbally very clearly.
Mm-hmm. I'll look around and I'll say, "Most precious one, can you hear me?"
Like always, my child. What is that I smell on you? Is it blood?
It is. Always.
What beast or creature or man have you slain, O child?
I'm in a small community with frightful people. I could not go out to get you something proper, so I went to collect some rats. But I gave it an extra dose of my own to hopefully come close to please you.
Yeah, you can hear the sort of sloshing in the liquid, like someone's shifting position while they're bathing, and you can hear like this again, this very like strong inhale as this sloshing is going around, and you can hear her voice saying that never mind them. I smell potent blood on you. You have taken down something curious.
Werewolf.
Lycanthrope blood. Wondrous thing. And you can hear again the sloshing. And she will say that of course those that crawl and scrape themselves on the soil of the earth are no match for the sweetness, the bliss of the blood of the ones who scour the skies. Avian lycanthrope blood, now there's a tasty morsel, my child.
Keep my eyes open for it.
And let me know if you do.
Rumors tell that I am in a place run by something that others call a devil.
And you hear again like the sloshing, and you hear this again this feminine voice just kind of just let out like and this kind of smacking of hands from like amusement.
I too was amused. Would it please you if I dethrone whoever is here?
It would please me to see you arise to such a challenge in my honor.
You know everything I kill is in your honor.
Such a good, obedient child. You make your mother very proud. And you hear the sloshing again.
Can I see a glimpse of you?
Nay, you will earn it once you give me something to reward you with. The lycanthrope blood was a great start. Continue on that path and take down this pretender devil for me.
I kind of blow her a kiss.
And you can hear like the kind of sloshing sound, but you can start to feel like it's kind of fading. Like she's said what she wanted to say, and she's getting ready to.
Yeah, I'll also kind of withdraw, and as I kind of reawaken, I'll use prestidigitation to kind of clean the everything up here, and I'll have Kirimon change into a raven, and I kind of say like, "Come on," and I'll kind of have him hop on my shoulder, and we'll walk out of the study.
All right. He'll kind of like when he polymorphs and gets to your shoulder, he'll kind of like feels wrong, man.
They'll like you for it.
Ah.
I kind of walk into the room, and I don't know what else happens there.
All right. Yeah.
I just want to check, is the stream still alright? Because he was turned off his camera, and sometimes that fucks up the stream for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay. I was fully expecting to see someone undressed or something.
Yeah.
I know, I'm-
Change the location where everyone is located.
Oh, I mean, if that's what the man wants.
Okay, inspiration for everybody. No. So yeah. By the time that that Warren returns. Most of the things that have been described earlier have taken place. Like let's say a couple of hours, maybe an hour has passed, like something like that. And the things like talking to Yelena and making your writing stuff and things like that have mostly occurred. Even though, of course, you can spend as much time as you wish on things like that, but it's you know when Warren comes back into the house. Or into the main room. Everybody except for Rashkai will be there, and if she intended on returning as soon as having finished talking to Yelena, then she would pretty much arrive at this time.
First things first, I want to check out the water stream and roll Arcana, see if I know anything about what the fuck's going on with it.
Okay. In that case, we'll go to you in a moment. If there's anything Warren wants to do as he arrives back from the room.
No, I'll kind of act like it's the most natural thing that I now all of a sudden have a raven on my shoulder, and I'll be like, I'll look at the Burgermeister if he's here, and I'll say like, "Thank you for your for allowing me to use your study."
He'll kind of look at you, look at the raven, and like it was just kind of disgust. So he's he's a bit confused, but at the same time he feels like he's like, I guess this is normal kind of thing, magics and stuff.
And then I'll probably go out and I'll try to get Kirimon to kind of get the attention of other ravens and have him hunt rats.
Okay. Well, at that point, Rashkai has indeed made it to the pool. Just quickly check if I did mention like. No, it seems like it seems like it's just pool. Just wanted to check if it's named. So it's the pool.
Pool. Yeah.
But yeah, Rashkai arrives there. You see, like how it was described to James earlier. You see the gazebo there, and it's like very much like the ornamentations on it are like in the burgomaster's house with all the kind of Viking or Celtic style kind of carvings on many things. You will notice the wooden sculpture of the kind of saintly character with its arms pointing outwards, almost like inviting someone for a hug, and he's pointing to east. If you wish, you can make a new religion check because witnessing this sculpture.
I'll take note of the sculpture first off, and then religion is +3, so that's 21. Natural 18.
Oh, you do in fact make the connection right now. It was like, yeah, Morning Lord. Yeah, now it makes sense. That's clearly like Lathander related.
Okay. I'll spend a little time ritual casting detect magic, see if there's anything special about the water, the statue, any of this stuff.
Yeah. You will notice that the statue itself doesn't hold any like literal magical qualities, even though it's clearly like a shrine. But the pool itself, that's something that's gotten the kind of that has had its qualities become what they are now through magic. What was it that you cast on it? Like
detect magic.
Okay. You will notice that it is. I will actually have to grab one of the books. Like I have all of my books next to me. I'll just have to check the.
Too many books, so little time.
Yeah. Well, it's all about reference stuff.
Stuff. Twilight.
It's a synchronized drinking, like
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry, we're going to the Olympics with it. What up?
Cool. Found out recently that solo synchronized swimming was once an Olympic sport.
It's not a thing. I don't believe you.
I swear to God. Look it up. It is the maddest shit ever. And it was an Olympic sport for like way longer than it should have been.
Okay. Sorry. The pool emits a. It not only emits kind of like a holy aura about it. It like really like kind of radiant magic about it. But it also gives off like abjuration magic sense about it.
Okay. I'll do I have anything to put water in that's not my mouth? Let me check. Backpack bump. 1 second. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll fill up the water skin with it and head back to the group and specifically go to Gerard and tell him everything I found out from the lady, from about the town, about the statue with Lathander, and about the water.
Okay, while getting to the house, you will run into Warren, who has just come out of the house, and who is sending out a raven to fly off into the skies.
That is a very nice bird you have. You are also muted. It is so strange. Your lips move, but nothing comes out. Is this some sort of magical spell?
Sorry, I was just communicating telepathically. Yeah, I'll tell Kiri. He'll appreciate that.
Very good. Very good. Do you know where Warren is?
Yeah, I think he went home.
Oh, Warren, fucking Gerard. There's so
You've done that a few times.
Gerard, yeah. He said when he heard that there was like a devil here, he said like fuck this shit, and he just said like nah, I'm out.
Okay, goodbye. Walk away and go look for Gerard.
Gerard's
Warren will most likely like be his best audience. Like that was swell.
High five.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, when Rashkai gets inside, you will notice that Gerard is there working on his writing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go tell everything, all the words.
Okay.
Yep.
Gerard, message received.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot. You'll probably just sort of carry on writing. Like, okay, we'll do that in a minute. No, carry on.
You put it on an email, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He's like, I am swamped right now. Can we pencil in some time tomorrow? You know, we'll work out a time. When's good for you? When's good for me?
Yeah, but still, yeah. She's there next to you and relaying all this information. And you know, there's like you said, there's a lot, but there, you know, you're all kind of in this absorbing kind of mode of being in a new place and hearing details here and there.
Noticing Gerard's like preoccupied, I will explain later. I'll go find Sharp, and I'll go find Sharp and tell Sharp.
Sharp is most likely like in the if you're not in the same room, you're somewhere writing your adventure log.
I was gonna say I would probably be like right there because I don't know where else I would be because you know table sit right.
Yeah.
Unless like Gerard was like, no, I need absolute silence. No one can be present while I do this masterpiece.
I still like the idea of Rashkai not realizing that Sharp was there. Like, just not acknowledging that there are other people in the room. And then she's like, I'll go find Sharp.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah,
So,
and James is there too, unless James wants to like spend time elsewhere.
No, actually, I wanted to go with Rushkai early on, but I couldn't get any words in, so just whatever.
Yeah. Oh, too bad. Sorry about that. But yeah, if something like that comes up, just be, just
It's fine.
get it
No,
through.
I'll just get some water from the pond later on, not right now.
Okay. Well, there's always like if there's everybody's like preoccupied with their own stuff. There's always like adventuring gear that needs like sword blades need oiling up and sharpened and things like that. So there's always something to do if there's if it seems like everybody else is preoccupied with their stuff and so on. But yeah,
Yeah. What time is it now at the moment?
right now I would think it's getting close to like 6 or something, where it's like like most likely dinner time is soon enough, and after that most likely it'll just be kind of like evening relaxation before everybody would go to.
And
Go
we
to
already
bed.
had dinner, right? Or are we still waiting for dinner?
You haven't had dinner yet. It's something that's likely happening very soon, but it
Then
was like yeah.
I'll just listen to whatever Rashka has to say, and I'll just sit idly.
I will explain to Sharp and to James everything that I know, and I'll speak specifically to James and say, there is something very strange about this place. I think you are probably the best suited to help gather information. Trust only goes so far, and I can get people to trust me, but when they think no one is listening is probably when they are the most honest. So maybe you can sneak around, find some information.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You're gonna see a big frown from Sharp at the whole sneak around, and no one is like, and you don't know if it's a frown that means don't do it or don't get caught. You
Rashkai
cannot
smiled.
tell.
Is there a problem, Sharp?
I think that we need to gain their trust.
Yes. That's why they cannot see him. If they see
Yes,
him,
to
they will.
make it so.
Yes.
I'll wait until it's a little bit darker, and then I'll look
I believe
around.
in abilities. He is very stealthy.
Yes, and these are very frightened people. Frightened people are observant at times. Anything that makes them go, or anything that goes bump in the dark might cause unwanted reactions.
That's right. So do not bump, James. Do not bump, especially in the dark.
No, worry, Sharp. I won't disappoint you.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
if everybody's okay with it, we could like make time run a little faster and have basically the rest of the evening kind of commence with the burgomaster and his wife are going to like prepare dinner for you and everybody, and you're gonna sit down and have some pork and vegetables and things like that, and it's all gonna be delicious. Though it's gonna be rather plain for anybody who's like traveled the world at all. It seems like it's very like humble and meek, but at least it's fresh.
Kai
But yeah.
unhinges her jaw down the entire serving.
Her jaw like hinge from its yeah.
And then you just see it kind of go down like a snake.
All right. After the dinner, like there's gonna be
No one has a
wine.
comment on that.
Like it's like there's again
Gerard's
like
probably
these
seen it.
widening eyes as reactions, like and but it's like they're not sure what to expect, and at this point they've seen so many things that seem like I give up kind of thing.
Just
As
so
long as we don't see
desensitized them, yeah.
Yeah, as long as we don't see you guys like summon ghosts or actually shapeshift into monsters or something, it's like, okay, that seems like it's normal, like for you guys at least. So yeah, unless there's anything anybody wants to mention about the like the dinner or the immediate aftermath after that, it's expected that you guys will like spend the night here in the burgomaster's house. When the dinner is done, like there's going to be a lot of burning of firewood in the hearth, and the burgomaster is going to light up a pipe and offer a pipe for you guys as well to smoke if you wish. And there's going to be consuming of wine and things like that. But it's almost like they recognize that um, being forthcoming with information about where you are and everything like that is, of course, like prudent, and it like really important. So they're available in that sense, but at the same time, it feels like they just really enjoy like just being kind of quiet and just kind of enjoying the little things in life, kind of like just smoking your pipe and like, okay, nobody died tonight. In fact, someone was born tonight. Like it's a reason to be happy, you know.
It was a good day. One thing, when the wine comes out, I'll ask, is this from the family? The family that was mentioned earlier. That I
Yeah,
can't
the
remember the name
martikop. Yeah, and they will say that. Yes, the Martikov family produces all wine in Barovia. They are just down south from us. They have a large vineyard there, just over the Raven River in the
of.
woods.
Does the wine seem magical, or like there's something wrong with it?
No, it seems exactly like it's it seems like it's a little bit above the bottom shelf wine. It's like if you're someone like a very like expert in wines and things like that, it's like middle of the road kind of stuff. But it's for anybody who's like casual about it. It's like this is actually pretty good. Like there's no nothing wrong with the quality of it, and there's nothing supernatural about it.
And these people, they bring the wine here.
Yes, they come in wagons that are filled with barrels. They give something like 1/3 to us. I suspect a similar portion, or the rest are going to the people in Valaki. I
Lucky.
I cannot be sure of it. But for the longest time, the Martikovs did have a set location, a inn in the town of Valaki, but I haven't followed what's going on. As good as that family is, there's a little bit of schisms in it. You know how kids are, and I don't know if everything is the way it was when I last visited Valaki. It's been quite a while.
If the roads are so dangerous, and it is so dangerous outside the walls of the towns, how do these people get the wine from here and there? You would think the wagons would be destroyed, taken, the people murdered, even.
That's
Are they fine?
something that's been a concern of mine. They kind of brush it off. I can appreciate their confidence in their own skill, and they're youthful, strong lads. There's nothing wrong with that or anything. But I've I justified in my own mind that even werewolves might like wine. If if they rule these woods as much as we fear they do, who knows, maybe they like to shapeshift into their disguised human selves and go enjoy wine and smoke pipe tobacco and things like that. Who knows?
The only werewolf that I've ever ran into seemed very much like a scared boy in his non-werewolf form. He was very terrified.
Well,
Nervous.
I must admit I don't
really know that much about werewolves in and out of themselves. I just know to fear them in
That
the
is
right proportion, and that's a lot.
quite understandable.
I would think that if you get the opportunity to speak to someone who has more experience in this, they can help enlighten in areas that I cannot.
Of course.
Esmeralda, for one, might be able to help you, but she's there in the abbey. She hasn't come down from there yet.
But the only person in the abbey was the abbot, no?
No, I mentioned last night. No, I mentioned earlier that that Esmeralda Davenier, who is well, she's a Vistani woman in the same field, I would suspect, as you. She's someone who everyone considers to be a monster killer.
Hmm.
And she came in 5 nights ago, went straight to the abbey. Hasn't come out.
She has been there ever since. Maybe we should go speak to this woman, she asked Gerard.
Yeah, sure. Shouldn't we?
Gerard nods. It's on my to-do list.
I do have task. And correct me if I missed it if it was mentioned earlier, but has there by any chance been a paladin come by, a stranger like us, but human, clad in armor?
I remember the Brotherhood of Silver coming
Yeah.
to the walls, but like I
Turn them away.
in shame said, yes, indeed, that we wound up turning them away.
Did they say where they were going?
A
How long ago was it they were here?
couple of nights ago.
Couple of nights.
If I mentioned a different timetable last time, I'm sorry, I've forgotten it. So
yeah, I think it was a couple of nights ago.
yeah.
Okay.
From
Yeah.
memory.
I was gonna say I thought it was like a month ago, but
No. They arrived about a month ago.
okay.
Yeah, but this was a recent thing.
Okay. For James, I'll smoke some tobacco and drink a little bit of wine until it gets a little bit darker. And when it's dark outside, I'll start heading outside.
All
Where are you
right.
going?
I'll also head outside.
I'm gonna
Where
fill
you
my
guys going?
I'm gonna fill my flask with some water off the pool.
We're going back home. It is too scary here. Goodbye.
Good
Okay,
idea.
I'll walk out.
Okay.
Grab my cloak and yeah.
All right. By this time, you can also see that the burgomaster's wife is setting up places for you to bunk in when it comes.
Sharp. I could turn James invisible. Have him
Once we're outside, I'm going to turn James invisible.
go scout out the abbey, and have him come back and report to us.
James is invisible.
Is
Gerard's going to chime up straight away with that. We're not sending anyone up there alone.
No, I was gonna say we're not gonna split our party. We
We
might
get to
be
the-
safer within these walls, but we don't know what's up there, and the way people have been talking about it, it's not somewhere we should just go without caution. I say we all go there in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this works for me.
Okay. When Rush, Kai, and James come out, you will see that it started snowing. Not like hard snowing or anything like that, but still, it's like, there's gonna be fresh snow on the ground as you go there.
So yeah, like was described, Rashkai does indeed turn James invisible. So is this since this is the first mission you guys are all together in this, especially with James being kind of the newest recruit in the group. I don't know. Most likely, James has never been turned invisible by anybody in this group, so yeah, it's definitely a new sensation getting to experience that.
Oh wow!
Yes, this should
Can you still see me, or?
only where you step when the snow is thick, but I have a plan for that as well. And I'll like minor illusion the steps away. There, nobody will be able to see. I will stand in the town and act like I am just looking around, but I will be making sure nobody can see our steps.
Is there something I'm looking out for?
I do not know, but it is good to maybe find out what the people are talking about. Yes.
Okay. And as he says that I'll head towards the first closest by house with some light.
Okay, that's the basic outlook, from outside, is that a lot of places have no, there's pretty much no people outdoors at this moment. Everybody's kind of inside, but there is light emanating from a lot of the little cottages there. So there is places for you to kind of go and sneak and peek into. So yeah, the very closest building to this house is indeed the house that the woman giving birth was in. So if you go and kind of sneak up there, you won't have to even make a stealth roll for something like this, since you're being aided so much through magic, and there's nobody directly looking out for intruders or something like that right now. So when you go and kind of peek in, you will notice that there's kind of like excited but exhausted couple holding a child that's wrapped up and all that, and they kind of go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay, insight. Let's see. Yeah. It's 14.
Okay. Based on what you heard people talk about this soul thing and all those kind of things, the the um, the kind of expressions that they have, the kind of demeanor that they have, it's kind of readable on them that the kind of there's not only like emotional exhaustion, like physical exhaustion, and like happiness over everything going well with the childbirth, but also that there is this kind of sense of melancholy over the fact that likely they acknowledge the fact that their child is not letting out let up regular positive newborn baby noises or anything. It's like it gets kind of very passive and very pale, and it looks like there's no playing with the child or singing lullabies to it or anything like that. It's just there's this kind of fog, and the couple that are holding the baby are mostly talking in hushed tones to one another. You can make it out because it's quiet with everything else, and they are mostly talking about the kind of dread of outsiders being in the village. They seem to acknowledge very much the kind of help they got from you guys, but at the same time they're very concerned. Like, we don't know these people. Like, where did they come from? Like, did they come from Valaki? Did they come from the Svalage woods? Did they come from the mountains? Are they mountain folk? They don't look it. Yeah, and this sort of stuff. And it's mostly like just this kind of fearful hyping up, this almost paranoia kind of thing of there only being like a slight chance that you guys don't mean harm to them, no matter that you help them and the burgomaster has let you guys in, they're still terrified.
Okay. Do I see something interesting inside apart from the conversation, like any objects of interest?
Not really. It's what you would expect to see in a farmer's cottage. It's very much like there's tools, and it's also like most likely every single metal tool that you would see here is either something that's been traded or something that a blacksmith or something, a craftsman who lives in the village or has come by the village or something, has made. So a lot of metal items seem to be kind of rare and valuable. Wooden things like shafts for tools or making straight up wooden farming tools and utensils. Those things seem to be more common. It doesn't seem, just like it's very likely that you won't find a single coin in this entire village except for the sentimental little coin that the midwife had. It's likely that there isn't anything to really rob unless it's just from pure joy of robbing stuff from people.
No, yeah, okay, yeah. And does it seem like they're gonna say something interesting?
It seems like for a while it's the same old. They kind of talk about their concerns, and then it kind of winds up into these kind of almost paranoid kind of scenarios of what if when everybody's asleep you guys come and snatch all the babies or something like that. You know, it kind of winds up and then it kind of dies down as they kind of calm down, and then the conversation winds up going back to that subject.
Okay, then I'll leave the window and head back to Sharp for now.
Okay.
And then when I get to Sharp, I'll whisper to him. They still seem to be very frightened of us.
Do you mean Rashkai?
Oh, Rushkai. What did I say? What did I say?
You said Sharp.
Oh, sorry, I meant Rushkai.
Yes, that is a bit of a problem. I think maybe I have a solution to build trust with them, but it will have to wait a little. For now, I just want to ensure that there is nothing evil in the town. I fear the abbot may be not good.
You want me to check a few other houses?
It is entirely up to you. You do as you please.
I'll check a few houses, and I head to another one.
Yeah, it's I can say that like even if you go to a few houses, it's not very different. The kind of conversations that you could eavesdrop into kind of range from general concern over everyone's well-being and this kind of like ominous outside world from this village, and at places that the conversation again goes to concern over you guys specifically, and yeah, it's very repetitive in this sort of likely like if they would notice that somebody like you guys would be like at the door, they would be like more discreet and courteous and those kind of things, but really it's motivated by fear.
Okay. I relay this information back to Rashkai, and it doesn't seem like anything interesting is happening in the town, so
Then maybe we will have to go elsewhere. I fear the abbot is going to be a problem, but the abbey does appear to be the next logical choice. It would be fortuitous, however, to get the townspeople on our side as much as possible.
How do you want to do that?
I have an idea, but I am not sure how precisely or when to implement it. When I do, though, you will know.
concern.
True.
It's like while you're outside at this time, it's getting late enough to where like steam is coming from your mouth whenever you talk. It's getting kind of chilly.
You want to head back soon?
Yes, that'd probably be good. We do not want them getting suspicious.
Okay, I'm gonna get some water from the pond first, and then I'll be
Very
back.
good. I've also filled up my water skin. The water is suspicious. It has abjuration magic.
Oh, probably why it tastes so good.
Yes, she'll kind of laugh. Okay, I will meet you back inside.
Yeah. I'm gonna head for towards the pool.
Okay. Yeah, it's especially now that it's kind of getting to be like a chilly night. It's almost like the reflective surface of the water seems to like emanate light to where it's like luminescent to where it's like it helps you find your way in the village as you're walking around. And yeah, when you go and like put the flask into it, it'll just and it'll be filled, and it'll even smell good.
Okay, with that I head back.
Okay. So at the time when you guys head back, and you're only like a very short while behind Rashkai when you guys arrive, is there anything in the house going on that anybody wants to like mention that it's worth?
I'll probably share my pipe with my raven, and other than that, I'll kind of be like a bit anxious to like. So when are we leaving tomorrow morning?
I need to speak to that midwife, and I want to have a look at that pool before we go.
So late morning.
Probably.
I'm sure she'll be fine. Well, I'm off to bed. Where do we sleep?
The bunks have been like laid out in the main room. Like the burgomaster and his wife have like a separate bedroom, but the main room of the house has been like there's been like bed rolls and things like that have been set up.
All right, I kind of head towards the bed. I kind of lie on top of it and try to get some rest.
Okay. The fire in the hearth is also dying out a little bit there, so it's and it's one of those hearths that kind of like what is it called, that they like keep a lot of the heat when it gets burned and stuff, so you don't have to burn the hearth through the whole night to stay warm in your beds. So yeah, when Rashkai and James arrive, is there anything you guys still want to do before getting some sleep and getting that sweet long rest?
Maybe yes, debrief them. Because Sharp is very much interested in what they learned, but she's very like, you better not have been seen, because then I'm probably gonna have to sell you out myself, because that's the only way to gain your trust. So yes, they are alone, right? But the Burger Master has also gone.
Yeah, they will have gone to bed as well.
So first of all, where are you seen?
Yes, by everyone.
By the way, if you guys are planning on like having like a secret conference or like right around outside the door of where the burgomaster and they are sleeping, you're gonna have to make a stealth roll for that. It's like, did anyone see you or things like that? It's like,
okay.
oh.
Let me rephrase. Did you run into any trouble?
No, no trouble. I just grabbed some water from pond. Nothing noteworthy. And I blink with that.
Ting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, as I said, we want to be careful. Nothing bad against people in remote villages, but they are skittish. Especially if they have seen bad things.
Understood.
Well,
And James will grab the pipe and continue with the pipe.
Yes.
I say Gerard's probably
like
fallen
the
asleep in his
hearth
chair.
has already like died down, and you're just sitting there, just smoking the pipe. But yeah,
Gerard probably fell asleep in his chair.
okay.
Sharp is probably gonna try to get him to actually go to bed, and she's gonna get her own armor off and everything.
Okay.
Because I missed last episode, did like Gerard help people with like the wounds and shit from the ritual of getting in, or are
The only main concern was the giving birth thing. So
because then Sharp is probably gonna ask Gerard to help her like do something about that before it becomes infected. Because even though it's not on her hands, she doesn't want an infection in her face in these strange lands.
yeah, big bright red like bulging thing
I don't
there.
know if it would be actually that much visible considering her skin is really red. But
Yeah, sure.
Just
That's
one
right.
cheek starts getting bigger than the other. Apart from that,
Yeah,
doesn't look
exactly.
exactly the same. Yeah.
She does not want that.
Hmm.
So she will ask for that. And probably a hand with her armor.
Sure, I said he's probably fallen asleep in his chair. Do you wake him up?
Yes, and get him into actual bed like Gerard. Quick hand, please. And then go lie down.
Oh, all right, Neil. Healing word. Go away. That's the word. Is go away.
Go lie down.
Yeah. Yeah. Go lie down.
You go lie down.
Yeah, you're the
You
injured
need
one.
some help with your armor, Sharp.
Yes, please.
All right. I get out of bed and I'll start helping her.
Okay. While it's at the point where everybody's kind of getting to sleep, you can all hear like faintly coming from the outside. You can hear distant howls of wolves. Just these kind of choirs of wolf howls being answered by wolf howls somewhere else, and getting this kind of feeling that there is a wilderness out there that's seems to be infested with wolves. Whether these ones making this noise are the lycanthrope kind, you can't know, but still, it's like likely that all the locals are every night like terrorized by these kinds of nightly noises from predators and monsters.
You know, it's kind of ironic that the fact that the Brotherhood of Silver were hunting werewolves and they were actually supposed to be at another spot, but they came to a spot where there's probably more werewolves than there was in the original spot.
Yeah. Too bad they probably got into more than they could handle.
Yeah, doesn't that concern you that the fact that the specialists got killed and now we're here?
Sharp is gonna do a very quick look around the room to see who's awake.
Who's awake?
James will still be awake.
Gerard's like,
I think Rashkai probably goes to sleep very early this day to try and wake up earlier than everybody.
Oh, okay.
what way does Rashkai sleep? Does she like curl
Curl
up?
up. Yeah.
Is she like a cat? Is she like curled up like at the base of Gerard's legs?
No. She's solitary by herself, trying to find like a heat lamp area, whatever is the warmest.
In the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right next to the hearth would be the warmest.
Well, James is awake. She's gonna like look around the room, and then she's gonna go. I'm sure we'll be fine. We have a lot of talent.
True.
James was coupled.
As long as we continue like we've done, sure we most stuff.
I trust you.
Just in between, do the pipes belong to us? The one we got?
No, you're borrowing it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
for
you're given food on a plate. It's like, this is my plate now. Like,
Yeah. Get to keep this.
Let's see. Warren, how long had we known each other? Not that long, right? Or
Not extremely long, no.
no? Okay. Okay. No, then you probably wouldn't have noticed. No. Because if someone paid attention, there was something Sharp didn't say.
So, if I were you, I'd get Gerald to get things sorted quickly in the morning, so we don't know how the woman is doing in the abbey.
No, and we still need to find the sixth member. We don't know if he's alive, injured, in trouble, doing fine,
Yep,
or worse.
probably worse. You can wonder what's worse. I mean, when you're dead, you're dead.
Unless he isn't.
No, that's true. All right, well, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes.
Good night.
Sleep well.
You too.
all right. Well, if everybody's getting asleep, what about James? Is James eventually gonna go to sleep once you're finished with your
Time to
tobacco?
go to the abbey. No. No.
I was gonna say Sharp will probably stay awake until James also falls asleep, just to watch over everybody.
No, James will after Warren has fallen asleep, he will keep half an eye open for like about half an hour and then just doze off like.
Okay. When all of you have fallen asleep, you will all have a very similar dream. You will all have this kind of uneasy feeling when you're sleeping. You're all going to dream where. Much like how when Warren was contacting his patron, you will mostly be bombarded by audio sensory kind of things where you feel these kind of these very slow oppressive kind of sounds kind of emanating. It's almost like you hear mud bubbling, kind of these kind of guttural sounds. It will be sometimes broken up by the sounds of maybe like a giant boulder hitting a hard surface falling from a great height, just this crash of something heavy. You will hear these kind of sounds that are reminiscent of heavy chains very slowly being dragged over different kinds of surfaces, and all these kinds of bubbling and crashing and crackling and breaking, and these kind of like harsh kind of things that only remind you of like hardships of things like being exhausted, being at the mercy of nature, being like in some sort of raw elemental dread.
and you will see visually in these dreams, you will see hues of orange and of red, different shades of orange and red kind of intermingling with one another, and it sometimes looks like the kind of texture of these colors is like that of mist, is like that of dust, like desert sand, is like ice, is like something that's wet, like the surface of a pool or something. And while you're seeing these kind of like you might see something that looks like a certain texture, then you hear a crashing sound in your head, and it all of a sudden like bursts into a different kind of texture, but it's still always orange and red intermingling, until from this kind of ambience of just noise, you start to hear this kind of muffled voice clearly speaking words, until it becomes clearer after it's being repeated almost like a chant or something. And you hear this voice coming on saying, "Dark, unbottomed, infinite abyss. Dark, unbottomed, infinite abyss. Dark, unbottomed, infinite abyss." And at that point, all of you can make a perception roll with disadvantage.
Can I give guidance to myself while I'm asleep?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, nothing.
What are the odds? That was 14 I rolled.
Okay, what about the rest?
17.
How much?
17.
17. Oh, nice.
I got a 10.
Okay.
11.
Okay. Well, all of you will enjoy all the benefits from getting a long rest out of your sleep. But on top of that, feeling these dreams, you will all suffer 1 point of psychic damage from the experience, on top of after getting healed from the long rest. And it's James who was the last to go to sleep, who was sleeping with one eye open, and now you're the one who wakes up in the middle of the night. Well, in the middle of the night, you will wake up somewhere where, if you would have to guess, it might be something like 3 or 4 a.m. before the break of dawn would be, or anything. And when you wake up with like cold sweats, and like being like very much like like from your dream. And you can see that like all your companions around you, their faces are like twitching, like, you know, if a pet is in like deep sleep, you know, like their cheeks and their eyelids and everything is like really like twitching, like they're having like a nightmare or something. And the thing that woke you up, it was not only like the dream you were having, but also you hear distinct sounds coming from outside. And those sounds are the sort of sounds kind of like you heard in your dream with these kinds of breaking rocks and things like that. You hear this very distinct sound of a metal edge scraping against something. You can you made your perception roll. You can hear a sound that sounds like a tool, maybe a shovel, being scraped against like stones, or like just the soil, or like the pathways in the town or something. You can hear like, almost like someone's dragging a shovel.
Okay. Does James notice everybody? He noticed everybody having twitches, but does it seem like they're like not enjoying it?
Oh, you can make an insight check on that.
Okay. 1 second. Insights. Where are you? Yeah. Okay, no, that's a 7. That's lovely.
Yeah,
no.
it just looks like they're dreaming, but you do make notice that everybody's doing it.
Okay.
And you did wake up with cold sweat, so it's like
Do
oh, what a dream! Like it looks like everybody's having a dream. Huh?
Okay, so what about the sweat? Do I notice everybody having sweat, or?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, in that case, I'll head towards Sharp and slightly wake her up.
I probably bolt up because you do not wake a soldier unless it's trouble.
All right.
Okay.
Well, if you actually, I'm probably gonna go like. Notice you waking me up. It's not daylight properly, right?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go like. Trouble?
I don't know, but I had a weird dream, and I'm hearing somehow familiar noises outside, but like in a weird way. Is it okay if I investigate?
And Sharp is gonna probably sneak up indoors and grab her sword and be ready to back him up.
Yeah, you can go and grab your sword, and you notice at that point as well that all the rest of your party are also like twitching while they're sleeping, like like it's either just super deep sleep or it's like if you want, you can make an insight check on it as well.
I would like to.
Okay.
I have a picture that Gerard like recites Kellenvor's sermons in his sleep. He's like, death is coming.
Oh, the sweet release, take me now.
Yeah.
15?
15. Okay. Well, you can make it out. Everyone seems to be in differing levels of anguish. They're not having a good time sleeping.
She's like, okay, let's find out what it is, then wake them up. So, especially since she already told James to go, so she's expecting him to just bolt off at that because it's like a spry little thing and like, I wanna go.
Okay. So is basically like James and Sharp going to go like venture outside?
Stealth.
Okay.
Without disadvantage because she's not wearing armor.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay. Well, the two of you, leaving the rest of the party to sleep, go ahead and roll your stealth. Are you gonna go like to a window to look out, or are you planning on sneaking out all together?
I'll look outside the window, and if I don't see anything straight away, I'll climb out through the window outside.
Okay, first roll your stealths, both of you.
Ooh,
Okay.
hell yeah, 22.
Nice.
Let's see, stealth. Yeah, well, my stealth is plus 10, so I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, you could always roll a 1, you know.
21. Oh no, actually, 16 or 21. I think.
You roll with advantage?
Oh, I didn't.
No, you rolled twice. That's why.
Okay, I got 21. Then.
Yeah, no advantage right now, like, but yeah, both of you got really good rolls. So when James cracks open the windows to look outside, you don't have to make a perception roll. They're close enough. You see two shapes. It's hard to say right away what they are, but they are small, kind of child size, a little bit taller shapes than what you are, but not by a lot. Two shapes that are kind of like they're kind of like they go in this kind of, they're kind of like just shapes, and they're in the dark since it's not daylight yet, and they kind of seem to be like hovering next to the closest house to this house, the Burgermeister's house, and
they're like right outside. It's not the garden they're in. It's not the pen they're in, but they are at the side of one of the houses, and it's not like right on the road. It's something, and you can clearly make out, like you did before, the scraping sounds. You can make out the sound of a shovel being shoved into soil. But you see those shapes, and you hear distinct shovel sounds.
Okay. And I'm still inside the house, right? And
Yeah.
okay. How far? Sure. Can I still whisper to Sharp, or is she too far away?
Be right next to you. Because if you went to the window, I would have gone to the window too. If you had gone towards the door, I would have gone with it to the.
Okay, I'll relay the information to Sharp as fast as I can.
I'm gonna peek out.
Okay. Well, you guys can make perception checks on top of what was described, just to
Nice.
make sure
If that helps.
What?
I have dark vision if it helps.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wait, do
Did
I?
halflings have dark vision as well?
Where
No.
you see it? Featured and traits?
It should be under senses, next to right under passive perception and passive and passive wisdom.
Okay.
Right under the saving throw.
Yeah, see, okay. Blindside.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I've just kind of I tend to think that humans are the only ones who don't have it. So, but you know,
Wait. So the ones you see are the ones you have?
Yeah.
So, okay, then I have dark vision, yeah.
If everybody's if there's people shaking their heads, I'm pulling out the book.
Well, I mean, yeah, you just go for it, I
Is
guess.
it a rogue thing? Is it something you get from being a rogue?
Maybe. Hold on. I can pull up his character sheet.
What?
I just,
What race
yeah,
is he?
Halflings don't have dark vision.
Halflings have dark vision.
No, they don't.
They don't?
They don't, absolutely not. That's the only downside from being a halfling rogue. They're amazing rogues, except they don't have dark vision.
I mean,
Yeah,
I can just snip it and send it.
Yeah.
I guess I was thinking gnomes, yeah.
No, he doesn't have it.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have
no,
one.
Yeah, I'm looking at your character sheet. You don't.
No.
Yeah, well, where do you see it then normally?
So
It
I-
should say is it additional sense types it says on yours. It doesn't say anything else.
Oh,
You don't
I
click
thought.
it.
Oh, okay.
Don't click it.
Okay, then I guess I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, only Sharp can make the perception check in question, because James already saw pretty much as well as you could without dark vision.
Yeah.
What was described. So yeah.
Do I get advantage from the dark vision?
Well, okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's good, because otherwise it would have been a 1. 15.
Okay. You indeed do see these two shapes. They look like they are two people, very small people, like 4'7", something like that. People who are covered in camo nets. They have like fish nets, but that are covered in stuff to make it into like a camo net, like leaves and just like all sorts of little bits of leather or bits of just textiles and things like that, and they look all nasty and dirty and all that, and they look like two dudes wearing like these fishnets, just, and they're so big, the nets, that they just make them into these kind of ghost-like, ghost-shaped, kind of like if they were ghosts with sheets on them, but it's nets. And they're like their posture looks to be something that's very hunched forward. And you do indeed see the kind of shaft of a shovel kind of like going there, and you hear the distinct sounds of a shovel hitting soil. And you also you hear these kind of kind of sounds.
I mean, I assume I can hear those sounds as well, right?
Yeah, sure.
The fuck?
Yeah. Warren will hear Sharp go, "The fuck?"
Gerard asleep goes, the fuck?
Did you say that I should go?
I don't think anybody said that.
Investigate.
By the door
Oh,
already. Just
Leroy Jenkins.
Okay, then I'll try to get as close as possible without them noticing anything.
Okay. Well, stealth it is.
Oh well, okay. That's a sad throw.
that
Aw, that's
jeez,
so
that was
bullshit.
a one. That was a natural one.
Did you see that one? The
Yeah.
second one?
Yeah, his first roll was a natural 1, his second roll was a natural 20. If only he had advantage.
Yes,
Why are you rolling twice?
Well, it went on automatically. It went automatically.
I think
okay.
it's one of the settings on D&D Beyond. It
Oh,
automatically
okay.
rolls twice. You can turn it off,
Well-
but I can't remember how.
Okay, in that case, Sharp, seeing all this
Oh,
and kind of
I-
giving.
It's 1 plus 10 because I have an plus 10.
Oh, okay.
So it's 11.
But still, it's a one.
Natural one,
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, and basically, yeah, you're kind of for James, you kind of go investigate, and James kind of like, and just getting over the kind of a windowsill and immediately like hitting his ankle and toes into the windowsill and just falling over the out of the window and onto his back on the floor and making a huge thump sound and.
Does that
And
wake
yeah.
us up?
Yes, it wakes everyone up. So yeah.
Jar's got Jar go fucking look for his bead. Well, he probably still has his beads in his hand. Probably sleeps with them, I would assume. But he'll like look for his mace. What's going on?
What happened? Something woke everybody up?
A natural 1 woke
Dude,
everybody up.
Yeah, a thump of somebody falling out of a window woke everybody up.
Do the two figures hear it though?
I'll let everybody describe how they kind of react to waking up first.
Did we get a long rest?
Yeah. you all
With
got
1
a
point of psychic damage. Applied after the long rest.
So this seems
Oh.
like a troublesome thing. Like we're having a
We're having
fight or a problem.
nightmares.
Yeah. All right. She'll just follow whatever Gerard does.
Okay.
Oh, whoa. Oh,
What
no,
about-
actually,
what
no,
about-
guys. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. It's too late now.
I was going to say, you've got halfling, you've got lucky, you could have rerolled that.
Yeah. Well, then it would have
Oh.
been a D20 anyway, but it
Oh well.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The
What
learning
about Warren?
experience.
What about Warren waking up to the thump sound? Like waking up from sleeping in the sort of dream that gives you psychic damage, waking up with cold sweat and things like that. Yeah, what's Warren reacting to? Like,
What's going on? Are we under attack?
Sharp will reply as soon as she has seen the reaction from the things outside.
yeah. As soon as that happens, they immediately like freeze up. You can hear the shovel kind of like smack to the ground, and they immediately just start to run away from you.
James will run after them as fast as possible.
Okay.
And Sharp's gonna... Wait, does she know if one of her party member has message?
Depends. Like, who is it? Like, did Rushkai have message?
Rashkai has, I don't know whether she's used it with Sharp.
Yeah, I'll leave that up to you because it's like, apart from Gerard and Rushkai working together, I would expect that the most of you have like maybe worked once with each
Yeah.
other.
I'm just wondering if Sharp would have like questioned them a little bit what they could do, so she knows what she can like, what her party would be able to do if it came to it.
can actually teleport. Why didn't you say so, Captain?
Yeah, exactly. Like she would like to know that type of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, I can't imagine Rashkai actually giving a good answer. Giving her, just be like, what can I do? Oh, I can do this.
Yeah, but at least James just bowled it right after
Okay,
them.
so because Sharp does not want to call out, she doesn't know, and she's gonna go like, can someone reach James without shouting?
Shouting, what the fuck's going on?
Rashkai will message James. What is going on? Where are you going?
No, don't ask him that.
Too
Clone
late.
figures in the night digging. James fucked everything up. Tell him to not engage.
Gerard's going to do another Geralt of Rivia style. Fuck. And he's going to head to the door. He'll be like, Rashkai with me, and he'll just sort of hit the door open outside and cast light outside and start making a beeline. He's just going to be like, fuck it, we're going.
I follow Gerard, and I already sent that message to James.
Okay.
The one that I said earlier about what's going on. Where are you? Where are you going? Whatever.
Yeah, and about not engaging the enemy.
Nope, I didn't say that.
Enemy. Oh, okay.
No, I already sent the other message.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Sharp added afterwards probably, and it's like,
Yeah,
hoping
but
already
Crash Guy will do it at one point.
we'll
Okay.
see.
Okay. With casting light going outside, you guys can both make perception checks, and also James can make a perception check now that light has been cast there.
I have dark vision. Does that matter?
No, just
Okay.
regular roll perception checks.
Natural 19, so I don't know, like 21 or something.
Okay.
16.
What about the rest? 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 17.
17. Okay, very nice. Gerard and Rashkai will not, and also now James will notice the same description about the kind of hunched over postures and the camo nets that these two figures are holding. And also coming outside now and getting this light and everything, you will notice that the shovel that was like, it was stuck into family graves of that neighboring house.
How far away are these figures from us?
Hmm?
How far away are these figures from us?
Oh, they are like 70 feet.
Okay.
And how far away from me?
From you, they're something like 40 feet.
Rashkai will run up 10 feet and cast Toll the Dead on the first one she sees.
Okay. Hold dead?
Toll the Dead.
Okay,
Yeah,
what does that do?
It hurts them. They have to make a Wisdom 13 saving throw.
Yeah.
It is very loud, though. It'll wake the whole village.
Yeah, it's a big dong, and
It's a big old bell. Yep.
yeah, I was going to say, if Gerard notices the degree of digging, he is also going to sprint up and cast Spiritual Weapon in front of them. Fucking grave digging, not on his watch.
I love our communication as a team. Don't engage! Don't engage! Kill those bastards!
They would have been fine.
I'm also running out, by the way, if I see this.
He was just chasing them to get some answers. He was probably, as he was running out the door, he's probably mumbling something like, there's enough fucking mysteries in this place without adding another one. But grave digging.
Okay. There's also one final thing before this all these castings and things like that actually take hold, is that you will notice that you're running into the direction of the swirling mountainside road that leads to the abbey. So, and they're running directly to that direction. But yeah, Rashkai, indeed, like running forward and casting this spell. You said wisdom saving throws.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. What's the difficulty?
13.
One above whatever you roll.
No, they both make it. I got a 15 and a 19 from the dice.
Yeah.
And so yeah, did it have any like effect if
I
Even
don't
if
think
you
so.
may...
It's a cantrip, I think. It's just,
Yeah.
hear nothing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does
Well-
make a lot of sound.
I'll
Yeah.
just wait for James's response from my private message, if any.
Yeah. I'm expecting to hear like this big Undertaker entrance dong, like
Yeah,
from it.
that's exactly what it's like.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
At the same time, basically, as those bolted out the door, and the light came up, so they saw what's going on. No, actually, as he rushed out the door, Sharp would have not even bothered looking outside anymore. She would have, like, barged into the Burgermaster's bedroom if she could.
Okay. When you do, and you, it's like the like adage of that and this giant
Yeah.
dong sound. It's like when you
Yeah.
open the door, they're already like in sitting positions with like
Yeah.
their nightgowns, and they're like, "Oh, like, what's going on?"
Diggers in the night camo. Enemies or friends?
They kind of look at one another, and they're like, "Oh no!" It's like they must be from the Abbey.
Good or bad?
I don't know.
Yeah, has Gerard's popped his spell yet?
Sharp is gonna basically go, fuck! And then try to convince her team to not kill them.
Okay.
We
Okay.
just need one to interrogate, right? Just saying.
What is
Don't kill.
what is Warren doing while everybody's running?
I'll go out and I'll if I get them within range, which is like 120 feet, which I think I would easily get, I'll Eldritch Blast each one.
Okay. Dang. Well, with these two running away and James running behind them and Gerard doing his spiritual weapon thing and Shin I mean sorry I mean Rashkai doing the spell, Warren also comes out and indeed like attempts to fire off the Eldritch Blast bolts, and go ahead and make the roll.
But are we in combat now, or what's happening?
Go with it. Just go with it.
The first one is how much do I get? +8, so that is 24. And the second one is 25.
Okay, they both hit. When you hit the bolts, they indeed well, you can go ahead and describe what your bolts look like when they hit them, and they will basically knock them on their ass. So you can feel free to.
Yeah, they're just these two green bolts just coming out of my sphere, and they kind of zoom in a cool way across James, and just like hit them in the backs.
Okay.
One of them does 14 points of damage. The other one does 8 points of damage.
Okay. Well, both of those will basically you will, once they hit, you will hear like screams. One will be more like a screech, like, and the other one will be more like, ah, and the nets will kind of like rip half off of them, and like the other parts are like falling off of them as they fall on their bellies, like forward, and kind of slide on the ground in front of you when you hit them. And they it's almost like there's a little bit of smoke emanating from their backs after this hit. And the entire village has people pretty much like looking out of windows and like being like, ah, like really terrified, and there's like hysteria like brewing. And when James, being basically the one who started at the head of everyone, you would be the first to basically reach
close proximity with these two runners. What do you have planned?
Damn. Well, shit. Oh, I forgot. I didn't know I'm not supposed to kill them. I'll try and if they fell on their belly, I'll try and kill one of them. I think.
Okay. Which one? The one on the left, on the one on the right?
Can I make out what they look like, or is it too dark for that?
It's too dark for that, but you do know that the net's kind of ripped off of them, so if you were to investigate further, you could be able to see what they look like, but that would also squander the chance of getting to basically just, like, stab them. But,
Okay, I'll go for the one on the right.
Okay, on the right. Go ahead and attack.
It's not a sneak attack, right? Because they know I'm there.
Well, actually, if they're on the ground, you get advantage, so that does mean you get a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll attack first.
Roll all the dice.
Sharp is grumpy.
So, wait, huh? I don't understand what that is. I think it was 17. Yeah, 17.
Oh, that hits, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. This one. Huh?
I think you're rolling.
It's already throwing my sneak attack damage as well.
Oh, there you go.
Could be. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Okay, then I guess it's 18.
18. Okay. Well, you go and you stab it with your with your short sword, and it sinks into soft tissue, into flesh underneath just rags, and it lets out this loud, like, just as you stab it, and you can see when you stab it, it kind of turns a bit, and it's like some sort of a strange mix. It's like has the posture of some sort of a hunchback, but it's like a man whose face is half like dog face without like a protruding like snout or anything, but like dog features. It's
Werewolf.
its ear looks like a donkey ear, and it's like it still has like long greasy hair and stuff. But when you stab it and it like does that, you pretty much notice that you stabbed it to death with that one strike. And yeah. The other one is like, as a kind of a reaction to this, is kind of lifting its head from the ground and looks fearful. And you can see that she is like she has like a human like female face, but she has like scales and bird feathers, almost like forming mutton chops or something on her, and she's also like wearing like just like hooded robes and things like that, or like scrap clothing, and she's just like looking up at you in kind of confusion. It's more confusion than like fear, but it's still like.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Rashkai
Okay.
will use message to James and say, Sharp says not to engage.
Okay. By that time, I would say that Rashkai and Gerard reach the scene.
Gerard will sort of ignore the stabbing that's going on. He's not that. Yeah, they were grave digging. It's fine. But he's going to cast thaumaturgy on himself to make his voice boom. Was it? His voice booms 3 times louder, and he's going to make himself glow. Like if you imagine, is it Gladriel from Lord of the Rings? Whenever she's talking about the thing where she does that, and he shouts at the. Oh, I was about to use its actual name. I can't do that. Insider knowledge there. He shouts at the thing. What are you doing? Desecrating graves.
She just looks at Gerard and just has this. It's like one of her eyes is looking that way, one of them is looking that way. She has like a great underbite, and she looks just more confused than fearful, and she's just looking at you and looking at the stabbed friend of hers, and just says, "Someone's been pissing in my bed."
Might as well kill this one as well.
Do I believe her?
Yeah.
I do. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, he's pissed. Hits her with the mace.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
They were grave digging.
Yeah, no need to explain. Sharp is not.
I can always stop him if only Sharp would scream.
It's 25.
All right, and damage.
No,
That was damage.
That is Maz 8.
8. Okay. Well, you strike her with the mace, and her head just kind of like really like rips from the hit, and you can see like teeth flying in through the air, and she's just.
Rashkai, thinking this is what we're supposed to do, we'll use poison spray. That's a Constitution 14 saving throw. She'll just poison.
Small thing, top left corner of your screen. Gerard approves.
She fails it. So, what does it do?
She takes, let's find out, 18 points of poison damage. Yep. 18 points of poison damage.
Okay. How does this manifest? Because it's going to kill her.
Oh, it's Rashkai kind of unhinges her jaw a little bit, and you see two fangs kind of just spray out venomous spritz that just poisons and just noxious gas spreads up around the thing's face and into its flesh as it burns and eats away.
Okay, she'll just moan and like bellow out, just. But it'll like soon it'll like make her eyes just kind of wall themselves shut, and she will just like fall on her face to the ground, and they're both dead now.
I will stand with
happy.
Sorry. Yeah,
Rashkai is happy.
Probably with a raven on my shoulder, and while the raven is kind of like shaking its head, I kind of look at Sharp, who I'm standing relatively close to. I said, like, I'm kind of new to this, but does "don't kill them" actually mean combat speech for killing them? Oh, by the way, I'll roll deception because actually Warren is really happy that they're dead.
Okay.
If you roll insight, or it doesn't roll insight, you can see she's pissed.
Like small flames coming off the end of her horn.
Dude, does Sharp have like final words to close this session with? Like, what's her like inner monologue like right now?
The monologue is, "I'm gonna fucking kill these people," and the outer
No,
monologue.
it's okay. We already done that.
No, people as in teammates. But she is basically. Sorry, that was being loud. But she will basically be like,
Want me to see the journal entry for this one?
I don't even know what to write here. She'll cast thaumaturgy as she comes storming out the like door opening and sees everything going on, and basically make sure that every single one of her party member hears her when she says, "I told you to not engage," and without screaming, it still reaches everywhere.
Well, you've wakened the whole town up with the dong already, so it's like fireworks and
Yeah, I mean, Gerard's still glowing there after booming out about why are you digging graves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where we're gonna end the session. We're already over time, so.
Do you ever see
So,
the?
yeah.
Is it the King of the Hill? The one that has Bobby, the
Yeah.
kid. It's like, you don't know me. Like, I just got that image. That's what Gerard's going to be like.
Damn it, Gerard!
Yeah.
Damn it, Gerard, I'm gonna kick your ass.
That is brilliant. That was spot on. Well done. I'm going to ask you to record some snippets for me. Just
All right. Well, yeah.
right.
Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll
Thank you.
log on.